Today I'm showing you how to make a hexagon. You'll need to know a magic circle and a double crochet and how to chain. Pretty basic. Once you have the pattern down, you can make it any size you want. This one has 8 rows, but you can make them smaller or even larger once you have the basic pattern down. So I'll show you just a little bit. Your first row, you will have 2 stitches, which counts for each side, and you grow from there. So you'll have 2, and then you'll increase by 2 on every side. So this row has 4, this row has 6, this row has 8, this row has 10, and so on. So a good thing to remember as you're making your hexagon is to count the sides and make sure you have the same amount of stitches and the right number of stitches, and that'll keep your hexagon hexagonal. Okay, let's get started. You'll take your yarn. I'm using size 4 worsted weight yarn, and you will wrap it around a finger. This is the magic loop. Insert your hook under and grab this top part, pull it through, and then chain 2, and then 2 double crochets, and then this is one side, so I'll chain 2, and by this point I feel like it's okay to take my finger out. It's more comfortable for me. Do whatever works for you. So I double crochet 2, chain 2, and then I will do another side, which is another 2 double crochets. And then chain 2. I will repeat that until I have 6 sides for a hexagon. Let's see, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need one more. Okay, and then when I have all 6, pull my magic circle tight. I like to make sure it's extra tight. I feel like that one extra tug really helps keep the magic circle. And then I'll slip stitch to the first double crochet that we made. Just a little note, this is our first one where we started. And you can see this is where we chained 2, and then there's 2 double crochets. From here on out, we will not count, or we do not count this one, but the chain 2 on the rest of the rounds does count as a double crochet. So I'll chain 2, and in the same stitch double crochet, and the 2 double crochets on that side. Then we will add one inside this gap made by the chain 2. So counting that chain, we now have 4 on this side. Chain 2 and double crochet again in this gap. We are creating that other gap. And then double crochet in both of those 2 stitches. And then again in the gap. On this round, each side will have 4 stitches, right? And then as you increase, you'll add 2 each time. The little chain 2s are what create these little gaps here. And you just continue that pattern. Again, I feel like it's really helpful to count each side as you go, and at least the last side, to make sure that you have the right amount of double crochets so that your hexagon doesn't become lopsided. This is my last side. So to complete my 4, I'll crochet in the gap and then chain 2, just like all the other ones. Because our first row, that chain counts as 1, I don't need to do another one in this gap. So instead of crocheting in the gap, I will slip stitch in the first double crochet of the round and then chain 2. This is my 3rd round, and I just wanted to show you where you will be finishing this last bit. So this row has 5, or side has 5 because of the chain 2. So unlike the first row, we'll crochet, or the second row, we'll crochet in that gap and then slip stitch over. So that will make us have 6. And as you keep going, where you slip stitch will move out a little bit. And that's okay. That's just how you have to finish it. And then when you're ready to sew them, I usually just sew this through to the end here. And that's how you make a hexagon. You just keep repeating that pattern to whatever size you want.